Today I'm going to show you how you can run any Java code directly from the terminal. Now you see that I'm currently recording this from my Windows operating system, but the same process is also applicable for any Windows operating system or Linux operating system or Mac operating system. So first of all, let me create a folder and let me create a simple Java code so that I can show you how you can run the Java code from the terminal as well. First of all, let me create a folder. You can manually create a folder by yourself, but as I like to use the terminal, so I'm using the terminal window here. First of all, let me check my directory, and I want to go to my F drive from here. It's completely optional. You can simply create the folder by yourself by using your mouse. Simply right click, go to new and new folder. That's it. It's completely optional as I'm doing it for myself. I like to do stuff within the terminal itself. So you see, let me create a folder here and let me give it a name like /cam underscore test. Okay, yeah, the directory is right here, and let me go into that folder. Okay, you see that I haven't created any file here because I want to create a new file using my Visual Studio Code. Now obviously you can do that in any way you want, like simply right click on that folder. Let me show you first. So first of all, you can create a folder, and from here you can create a new text document, but obviously you need to use the extension .java because you are creating a Java file, right? Suppose main.java, that's it. Okay, now maybe I want to do that using my Visual Studio Code, right? So for that reason, let me open my Visual Studio Code and let me create a file name main.java. You should know by now that the extension for Java code should be .java. Okay, now let me create a simple Java code, public class main, okay, public static void main, and system.out.println hello world. I'm simply using this script, or you can say a simple code, just to show you how you can run Java code directly from your terminal. Okay, now I have created the Java code as well. Now I want to run this code using my terminal. I can do that in many ways. Simply if I right click in the folder, then I can simply use my terminal here, or if you want, you can simply use the command prompt here as well, as you see fit for yourself. Now for me, I'm comfortable in Windows terminal, so I'm simply using my terminal window. Let me clear everything out. Okay, now if I simply check, you can see that I have my main.java file here. You can see here as well, right? As I have associated all Java codes in my IntelliJ IDEA, it's showing me the icon from IntelliJ IDEA, but don't worry about that, it's completely fine. Now you can see that it's my Java code, right? So if I want to run this Java code, what I need to do, I need to simply compile the code first. Okay, after compiling the code, we would get a class file, and later we need to run the class file, not Java file, keep in mind. Okay, so for compiling, I need to use this command javac. Many people call it javac, or many people call it javac. You may call it whatever you want. The trailing C stands for compile. Maybe you can already understand that, right? And now I need to type the file name with the extension. With the extension, I mean with .java. Okay, if I simply press on enter key, it would compile the .java file and it would generate the class file. You can see here, right? Main.class. From main.java, I mean after we compile main.java, we get the class file main.class. If I check it here, you can see that it's getting our class file. Okay, now what would happen or what you can do to run the Java code. For running any Java code, first of all, we need to compile it. We have compiled it here and we have got the class file. Now we need to run the class file. Keep in mind, not .java file. We can't run .java file directly. First of all, we need to compile it. Then we need to run that class file. Okay. So for running the Java class file, we need to type Java command, and then we need to provide the file name of the class file without the extension. Okay. If I would indicate with the extension, then I also need to type .class, because here .class is the extension of the class file, right? But as I have already told you, for running the class file, we don't need to provide the extension. Omit the extension. Okay. Simply the name of the class file without the extension. Now, if I simply press on enter, you see that I'm getting the output right here in my terminal window. So that's how you run any Java code from the terminal. Now, in that case, in this case, I haven't used any package in my .java file. You see that there's no package here. What does package actually mean? Package means the directory or folder in this case. Okay. So what you should do if you use package inside your Java code, let me do that right here. Suppose I am simply changing this code and I am including package here, and suppose I am giving the name for the desired directory I want, which is my Java code. Okay. Now you see I have declared a package here named my Java code. So what should happen if we compile this code? Definitely it would compile this code, but it would create a folder named my Java code, and it would put the .class file of this main.java inside the folder. Okay. So if we want to compile this file, what do you think? Will the compiling process be same as earlier? No. There's a change right here. Okay. Now let me clear the previous .class file here. You don't need to do that. I'm doing it to show you how it actually works. And let me open my terminal window right here. Okay. You see, I have got my main.java, but now this file has been changed. Why? Because I have added the package inside the folder, inside the code as well. So if I want to compile, then I need to use Java C. C is indicating compiling or compile. Okay. Now here we will get a change. We would use -d and we would also press a period, and then we need to provide the name of the Java file with the extension. Here it would be main.java. All right, .java is the extension here, and if we simply press on the enter key, then it would generate the .class file. But you see that it also generated the package as well. If I open the code, you can see that I have provided the package name as my Java code. So it created a folder named my Java code, and it created the main.class, the class file of this Java file inside the folder of my Java code. Here you can see that, right? So we have already got our class file. What we need to do right now, if we want to run this Java code, we need to run the class file. Okay, so let me do that for you. If I simply list my directory, then you can see that it's getting the folder as well. So I want to run the .class file, right? But here's a difference, because the .class file is not with the main.java. Because as we have declared the package, the .class file is inside the package, inside the folder. Okay, so if we simply run java.main like Java and main like earlier, it wouldn't run. Why? Because it can't find the class file of this Java file at all, because the class file of main.java isn't here at all. It's inside this folder. So to run it, we need to use Java and the package name. Keep in mind the package name and a period and the class name without the extension. The class name is also main. Without the extension, it would be main, right? So if I simply hit on enter, you see that I'm getting the output as well. So you can also run any Java code with having the package like this in any of your terminal window. So that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you want, you can follow me in GitHub, LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and I will also provide all of the link in this video's description box down below. Thank you.